This $90 and extremely highly rated game could have a competitor somewhere no one ever expected: Minecraft. This Minecraft server surpasses the game in so many ways, and I'm going to tell you everything, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Fans of the Harry Potter franchise had been waiting almost 30 years for a good open world game, so when a relatively unknown gaming company in the form of Portkey Games announced one, it sounded like just what they had been waiting for. A massive open world RPG set inside the world of Harry Potter, with incredible graphics and map, cool character customization, and a seemingly strong story. Fans were dying to get their hands on Hogwarts Legacy, which they did on 10th of February 2023. The game was a massive hit and immediately showed itself as a strong contender for Game of the Year and was best-selling game of 2023. By January of this year, the game had sold over 22 million copies worldwide and made over $1 billion in revenue. In fact, the game did so well that it surpassed Warner Bros.' original prediction for it by 256%. Most fans took this information with a grain of salt, while really, it should have been the first red flag. Soon after the initial rush of support for the game died down, some of the less enjoyable parts of the game came to light, such as a storyline that was in reality weaker and more predictable than expected, the lack of moral system in the game, and the fact that aside from the main parts of the map such as Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, and various other locations mentioned and shown in the books and movies, the game was pretty boring in content and had an unpolished feel. To show case in point, some reviews even said, the further away you get from the castle, the worse the game gets. Other reviews read similarly and said that while the game showed incredible promise, it was still lacking, and my opinion is not that different. To me, someone who's had the game for almost a year and is a huge fan of the Harry Potter franchise, one of these reviews that I really agree with is a seeming lack of moral system. It always seems that whatever choices you make in game don't ultimately affect the storyline at all, something that can take away the feeling of being in your own story. Like, literally, you could just stand around and Avada Kedavra every single person you see, and I feel like there would not be a single consequence to any of that, to any part of the storyline at all, which kind of bugs me. It sometimes seems as if more effort went into making the game look as good as possible than making a story to fill the world with. A major error by Portkey Games in my opinion. Another complaint mentioned is the game having extreme lagginess, something I haven't really experienced myself. I have a beast PC, but I can definitely see happening. Other than that, all these reviews sound pretty familiar and resonate with my experience with the game as well. At the start, it's so cool to even be inside the magical world, and making your own character and playing your own story makes it even better. But then, of course, after the burst of excitement has gone and you work your way through the story of the game, it starts to become more of a chore to play, if you know what I mean. I was actually reading a forums page where it was saying with gamers preferred gameplay or graphics, and said every single one of them basically said prefer gameplay, and that's what Hogwarts Legacy's kind of missed out on. They've tried so hard to make their game look good that they've missed out. They do have gameplay, but it can get pretty repetitive and quite boring after a little while. You never get tired of walking through the halls of Hogwarts. The majority of quests are outside the castle, and while the scenery is beautiful, the quests, which are usually going to a certain place and fighting the same enemy you have for the last 10 quests like it. Don't get me wrong, the combat is fun to begin with, but after a few hours of play, all the spells kind of merge together, and all strategy is removed from the combat, making it just another button mashing situation, no different from a Lego game or something like that. I thought this was how it would remain until a few weeks ago when I found something that I think could be a pretty good alternative for some of the disappointing factors of Hogwarts Legacy, as dumb as that sounds. Yes, I'm talking about the Minecraft server, Potterworld MC. I've already done a couple videos on it, so go check them out. The link will be in the description, and if you're enjoying this video at all so far, consider subscribing as it really helps me out. But anyway, back to the video. Potterworld MC is a free Minecraft server that's similar in many ways to Hogwarts Legacy. You begin as a new student and begin to work your way through the magical world, first getting essential items like robes, books and a wand, and then making your way to Hogwarts, where you get sorted, meet new friends, and begin quests around the castle and outside of it. Just like Hogwarts Legacy, there's also a huge map in this game, and it looks as good as Minecraft textures get, with an old brickworky realistic feel which looks absolutely awesome, and really puts you in the zone. There's a variety of characters to talk to, locations to visit, and other players to duel and trade with. The combat in this game, in slight contrast to Hogwarts Legacy, is a lot more strategy based, and enemies themselves have a lot more variety and are harder to defeat, but not so hard that it becomes annoying. In my opinion, Potterworld MC is like the perfect balance in their combat, where it's hard enough that you don't easily breeze past the whole game, but you can still see it as an achievable goal, and you keep trying again and again, which really encourages the player to keep playing. Other than Hogwarts Legacy, which kind of you can just spam and get past most people pretty easily. Another important part of combat in Potterworld is gear. And gear is significantly more important than in Hogwarts Legacy here. Because in Hogwarts Legacy, you can basically get through most of the game and most of the quests with the same gear you've started with. But with Potterworld MC, the enemies are pretty hard, so you always have to be improving your gear in a way that allows you to get on to the next level, the next quest, which I think is a pretty interesting aspect of the game. To be clear, I'm not saying in any way that Hogwarts Legacy is a bad game. It's the complete opposite. Portkit Games have done a fantastic job bringing the Harry Potter world to life with a giant map, a variety of characters and enemies, cool locations and interesting quests. This video is only to highlight some of the missed opportunities in Hogwarts Legacy that have been done fairly well by Potterworld MC. In the end, both games did fantastically bringing the Wizarding World to life, and the fact is, both are great games to play, and which one you prefer is just a matter of opinion. But I would be super interested to hear your opinion. So please comment down below what you think. I read all my comments, so I'll definitely see it and reply. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.